basically have this magical sentence / G kick.
Hello, hello.
But what about the healers? The healers need their dedicated healers as well, don't they?
But who will heal the healers, healers,
Well,
healer?
who has an off spec? That's the easiest way, isn't it?
Jax is DPS.
Joff, are you the DPSing or healing?
I have no idea.
Well, if you because I thought you were playing as DPS mainly in the mythic runs and stuff like that.
Both.
Well, if you can, Blaney and Soyuz, can you go deeps? At least we have 2 sorted, and then there is 1 left, and we have like 4 then we have still 3 druids left.
Too many druids. Hey, it's like Legion all over again.
I'm looking at the orange spots here.
There's only a few of us.
It's Legion all over again.
So you want me to change?
Who was that?
Joff.
Joff. Well, actually, I would prefer keeping a shaman purely because of the diversity of the raid healing. I'm currently looking at a very still big orange spot in the.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts my eyes. The big orange spot.
I would suggest keeping both priests since they are different specs.
Yeah, that's why I'm still looking at the orange spot. So. So, Sol, Riza, Serena, who has an off spec and knows how to play it? I'll use that sentence.
Looks like we're running with 7 then.
Screw this, I'm going home.
Screw you guys.
Oh, come on. No one? One day.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Ow. Fuck.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sealers? We don't need 6 sealers.
I see Sol and chicken.
Chicken? Oh, hell no.
I was immediately reminded of the balance challenge, the balance mage tower challenge of flying chickens running.
Are you happy with your thing, T?
I think I'm happy with this thing.
Alright. So, please use push to talk. So that, you know.
Aww.
Yeah. So, when you're ready, T, all yours.
this case, I think this is still just trash because this wasn't explained in any of the. This wasn't shown in any of the videos. So the only thing that we're gonna do is, you guys can have some fun on trash while I play some 2 markers because this is gonna be simple.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah. Someone already told me that they named this boss a period boss.
Ew.
Hello.
Nice.
Damn, Winter's on top again. Arr.
Right, in a nutshell, tanks just start with the boss on skull. This is a small room, so people that get a blood effect on them, which is called plasma discharge, just move to the right side of right side of the room, marked by X. Everybody else just stays in the center, let's say, area of the room. When the boss throws his cudgel, tanks can drop the cudgel in the pools on the right hand side of the room. Then he will then he will start bashing of the tanks without the cudgel. Then he will tanks can choose either they move them back into the center of the room, or people start dropping their goo instead of on the say more towards this zone. Essentially, still on the right hand side of the room, but a bit moved off. This actually prevents the boss from doing the run and knock back through the entire raid. So that's up to you, because he will pick up his cudgel again. Elevator goes down. One tank, Charlo, takes the plasma ad that spawns blood on the floor and tanks it. Z, there will be other ads, volatile bloods, that will target other people. You will see that just the raid keeps up as a group. You just jump on the ads because you're a demon hunter. You can get knocked. There is a knockback, but you can basically fly back. When the elevator hits the floor, we're at the bottom layer. Same fight as above, and that's it actually. And we use bloodless at the bottom. And that's it. Asides the fact that there might be one thing which is not really shown on, let's say, some videos there isn't, some videos there isn't. There could be, when the elevator goes down, the Uldir defense system. So that's laser beams going through this floor upwards, get hit by them, get hurt by them. I've apparently not seen. I've seen videos where they are there. I've seen videos where they aren't there. So I think that's one we'll have to find out. The defense, yeah, the Uldir defensive beam. I expect it to be there. Normally you can see them if you stand a bit at the edge of the platform, because you can see under the platform and you will see the beams. So yeah, that will just mean they will just go straight up. We'll have to avoid those. Normally, when the elevator goes down, phase 2, the boss will be in the center where the skull is. The ad will spawn. The idea is to group up with the entire raid. Let Shiloh tank the ad, and then kite slowly to get the blood moving slowly, and we as a group move clockwise. Since there is always a discussion about clockwise and counterclockwise, we are standing at 6 o'clock. Top is 12 o'clock, so clockwise would be going from here to there. And that's it.
He makes it sound so easy.
I'm gonna ask it. Any questions before we die?
Are you doing any feast yet, or are we skipping that?
We had a feast at the outside of the room.
Didn't see it.
The raid entrance.
Any bets on how fast we're gonna wipe?
What was that? That was very silent.
Any bets on how fast we're going to wipe?
Well, not sure. Actually, we might actually one-shot this, but I'm being optimistic here.
Optimistic.
Oh,
Cleave or stack, what do you mean, Bell?
Tank swap. No, I don't think.
No, there is no tank swap. It's apparently, as far as I could tell, there was no tank swap effect.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's single tank. It is actually you can single tank this if you want to, so you can stand next to Shiloh. So yeah, just stand next to Shallow and Skull. And the dual tank phase is more the phase where Shallow takes the blood spawning puddle and you jump on the ads. You're a demon hunter, you can jump on stuff. Enjoy it.
Alright. So you want him in the middle?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, and there's one thing that I forgot. This one. Sanguine static. You will see, let's say, lines going out towards. So avoid those. They do a knockback.
Alright. Here we go.
Full time ring go, I'd say. Thanks, all up to you.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So plasma discharge, right hand side of the room, dump it, move. Yeah, wait, just keep it because it stacks that drops. So it's 4 stacks. See, the room is fairly small. There's already pretty much of a big bundle. There's static discharge, knockback.
Four, 3,
Cudgel of Gore, tanks dump it on the stuff. Good. If you want, you can tank him next to the Cudgel.
Alright.
People dump your goo. That's it. There you go, Cudgel is back. Keep the boss there, that's good. As long as he's in the center line of the circle, that's fine.
Beware.
Sanguine, knockback, watch out.
How does he change?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Cudgel, move away to the sides for everybody inside the tanks. The blast is damage is diminished by this tank in the center.
Fluid evacuation.
Other phase, so just move around where I'm standing. Yeah, oh. You see blood is drawn in. Good. So tank the Shiloh, tank the coalescent blood. Not too fast, and Z jump on the moving blood. Otherwise, you get knocked. I don't see beams.
I've got one on me.
Nope, no beams.
Oh, another beam now. I've got it.
Not too fast, chat. Just dump it when you see it. When it spawns. The second add up, which is dumping blood.
Got it. I'm running a bit out of space here.
This phase lasts about a minute. So elevate. And we don't have elevator music, so sorry for that.
Nearly down.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, you can't really avoid that. Just ads first. Ads first. Bell, go on the boss. So that Charlotte can have. Technically, we have more room, but yeah, just be.
Yeah,
Let's
I'll go the
say-
other way.
Go time warp or bloodlust, whatever. We used to kill off the ads quicker. Okay, boss.
4, 3,
Shiloh take the boss again. Z start jumping on stuff. This is the volatile droplets. Yeah, that's basically your job now. Just kill volatile droplets. Try to dump the blood behind it. There's a very large pool behind us, so. Watch out for the distance between the boss and the raid.
Can move in a little bit.
That's okay. It's the next cudgel drop that might hurt. So.
Keep still
maybe
with the
move
eye
him.
thing on you, because I can intercept it. So keep, don't run, don't run, don't run. I can't keep up.
Blood.
Four, 3, 2,
When
1.
you get the eye, okay. Move out of the way, yep, like that. So if you get an ad focused on you, just stand still, let Belle do her job. That's a good chance. She's a demon hunter, she can jump on things.
Cudgel retreat.
Keep still.
Oh, it's taking ages.
Beware.
Watch out to knock back.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry.
Cudgel retreat.
Good job, guys.
GG.
Flawless.
Good job.
I haven't said that in months. That's weird.
Hey, awesome.
Nice.
Can we get at us?
Alright, well,
Oh wow.
Did anybody else get some really shitty fucking lag on that elevator?
Me to be frank, my spell sometimes I thought I clicked it and I didn't seem to attack. Then I did attack, which was a little bit bad for my shadowing.
I was just running around and then turning up somewhere else, and then I got knocked off.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Every other inscriptor gets advantage on except me.
It's a
Crafting Doxon.
agent. Don't know.
It just says it's for use in here. I was wondering what it was.
We got ads.
Wonderful.
And they hurt.
Holy fuck you.
Why you grip when I charge?
Because I can.
Impolite. Have you made a plan for the next boss?
Die horribly.
Yes.
That's gonna be so much fun.
I think I'm not sure how the next boss is going to work with a huge group, because we damage the group every time we go through the shield, but we have to go through the.
No problem.
Probably 4 or 5 at a time.
Yeah, just in groups.
Ah, okay.
It's
Because I thought that.
I think it might be easier to just say group 1, group 2, group 3, and so on.
No, actually the thing is you can't move 5 people through because that will be too much damage. You can move up to 4 I just looked at the guilds that actually cleared this full raid on normal. And next boss, you will. It's 4 people max, but the most important part is the people that go through need to be interrupters in the first instance.
17k damage to everyone per person.
Yeah, that's if you go through the gate thing or field.
Yeah,
or-
it's 16k indeed per person, but you don't want to, because of all the other effects happening. You get 4 people, you drop somebody's health pool to about half. So you kind of want just to limit yourself to 4. Anyway, so Shallow Helen, I think most easy for you. So first of all, you should be able to avoid the tank attack. So the sanitizing strike is actually targeted towards you in a cone. You can just move away from it. So normally this is again something which you can single tank. Tanks can avoid all the effects happening. Effects happening being shit on the floor and winds by standing around skull, because the winds will not. I'd say not the fire, not, but let's say the winds you can avoid, because essentially you'll just be blown against the pillar. Or actually, winds don't even affect you necessarily in that corner. So melee DPS, you want to be a bit in that zone as well to avoid that stuff as much as possible. Other DPS, what will happen? You will get fire below you. Just get a swirl below you, run away from it. It's that simple. So avoid the swirly fire below the feet. Other effect that will happen is you will get winds blowing from left, then from right, then from left, then from right, alternating. On the opposing side, you will have fire. Again, do not get caught in the fire or get blown into the fire, or yeah, it hurts. The thing is that every room has, as far as I could tell from the playbacks I've seen, a 3-minute window in which you can damage the boss. Then the room is filled with fire, because apparently that's a thing for this boss. You will burn to death. So on a regular basis, people will have to move from this room to the next room via this blue barrier. Each time a person runs through blue barriers, you get a hit of about 16k. So you can push 4 people through, and then essentially the entire rate will be at half health. Now the problem is each time a person goes through, there will be a globule spawning at the other side. Now that globule at the other side will also cast on a timer a spell which will apply a debuff to the raid, which ticks and hurts. So that ad needs to be interrupted. So first group that goes through should be people that are melee. Now I would say most reliable melee damage dealers with interrupts, I would say, are the currently we have a shit ton of warriors, paladins, and death knights. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna go for a combo of 3 melee DPS for the first group and 1 healer, just to make sure that those 3 melee DPS are sustained while they're in that other side of the room. Based on the timer and based on this group size, I would say we can DPS for about 40 seconds, and then we'll have to start sending people through. Think I'm just going to do it on a call-out basis. Maybe for the first people that cross, let's just go Hippo, Freaky, David, and Soyuz. Sorry, not Soyuz. So Hippo, Freaky, and David, and then 1 healer. Best raid healer. So I would say something that can sustain a through group of 3. Riza, you feel like going on the other side? Okay, so first group that goes through, that will be, let's say, 40 seconds in the fight will be Riza, Hippo, Freaky, and David. And from then on, we'll just have to start sending up through people, each time 4 in a pack. It will each time spawn 4 globules, so essentially each time 4 globules need to be interrupted. Try to pick each of you a separate globule to interrupt so that you can keep it down the entire time. Because if that cast goes off, it hurts. The dot is fairly severe. Essentially, that's it for the main phases. What can happen when we cross the room is, I haven't seen it, but it still might happen, is again that infamous Uldir defense system. Bars will form on the one side of the room. There will be 1 bar missing. It's a laser beam cutter thingy again. You have to stand in a spot where there is a bar missing. otherwise you get cut by the beam. Not sure if it's gonna pop or not. Haven't seen it, haven't heard about it, but again, it's in the raid journal. That's the second room crossing mechanic actually. All the room mechanics stay the same. There is still wind, there is still fire. It's all joys and funs, and there's beams. Third room, depending on how good the DPS is, we actually won't even need to get to the third room. But third room, the boss gets a debuff, gets more damage. And
Boy.
actually, the same should repeat again. In some videos from early beta, there is what you might refer to as a disco ball of death coming out of the ceiling, which does a beam swirly thing around the room. Haven't seen it in the latest videos or guides. I know there is still this thing mentioned called Uldir defense beam, so I think we'll just have to, how shall I put it, experience the effect.
Test subject.
This is going to be fun.
So normally, last room is the room where you do the bloodlust. But we'll see how it goes. I think this is gonna be a bit more tricky because of the timings. Let me just, now that I mentioned it, let me just enable a stopwatch just to see when we have to start moving. I think I'm just gonna go for, let's say, 40 seconds of sustained damage, and then we'll start moving people over.
You're gonna call the names who's passing over, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I can't really.
Oh.
Hit it.
Some run out, some stay in.
Well, I assume we're resetting.
Shiloh's out.
Whoops.
Is Shiloh out? Well, that's not really a problem because you can do this with one tank. Why would you run out, Shiloh?
I didn't know we were pulling.
We always reset when we ninja pull, especially when we haven't done the boss before.
We rarely are able to reset when we ninja pull.
2, 1.
It's okay, we believe
see,
you guys.
Try tanking on the. Let's just do this, and just let's see how this hurts. We can reset all. We can always die if we want to.
Yeah.
I mean, let's give it a go. See how blatant it is.
Should we pass already?
1.
No.
I think it's time soon.
You still have like 20 seconds of the sustained DPS. Just keep doing the shit. The winds are actually not even blowing? Or
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
It's timing.
Okay, so it's... Okay, first group goes through, so that is, go in a row. So, Riza, Hippo, Freaky, David. Oh, stop.
Not all at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. So, do your globule thing in that room.
Can we get the globs near the door so I can start following them?
I don't think that works.
It does
No,
work.
once they're in the other room, people can't hit. So the cast went off, I think. Oh.
Yeah, the starfall goes through the wall,
well,
apparently.
We apparently dropped the tank. So, Tricky, can you get maybe Z up again?
Get who up?
Z Beludru.
I got him.
3,
Or her, whatever.
1.
Okay.
And this is
So
a
is
nice
the entire.
door.
So everybody else already went over. That one
Need more
had to
people
go?
in.
Okay, so push more people in. Let's see. K, Young Father, and Violana.
3,
Wait for a second. Wait for a second. Not during this effect. Go.
Go, 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 go. I won't get any
Oh, there's a
loot.
blob passing the wall. There's a blob.
3, 2, 1.
Fuck.
Yeah, so this is what happens when a cast goes off. As well, wait, was this the cast or was this the flame wall? I think I got the. Let's just do a recap. We died. Okay, this was the. No, we died through the clinging corruption. So this was actually the dot. We died before we burned. But the good thing is still that we, let's say that the 3-minute time is correct if I exclude the time we lost because of the.
So T, when we go through to the other room, do we stay there?
You stay there. Never move back. So you go in, you stay, and you DPS the 4 rats down that spawn. And when those are under control, the 4 next people go, 4 next people go, etc.
Ah.
So I think the DPS worked out. The damage dealt by 4 people is manageable for the healers, I think. Let's say the only thing that has to be taken care of is that you don't move through when there are winds and fire, because that kind of hurts as well on top. Yeah, and like Joff says, try to move in a train. Just like maybe 1, 2, 3. So that's just.
The feast looks awesome.
Yeah, I think the main issue for this fight will be a bit of time. And yeah, then the interrupting in the other room is a problem as well. But normally, if we get 4 decent interrupters through first, the next 4 people will only add 4 rats, but you will have 8 people there, or let's say 2 people there. So the interrupting will go better and better the more people on the other side of the room. And
it really wasn't a problem. They went down pretty fast. You only needed to interrupt once per ad, I think.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Unfortunately, an ad can also kill you if there's nothing to help you, even if you're a paladin.
Yeah. Well, Shiloh?
Yes?
Would you mind stepping into the room?
No.
There is a door.
I just followed Shiloh. I saw Shiloh running the other way, so I did the same.
And when young Father Ninja pulls, do not run out. Yeah, and a tank need to go to the other side first.
Well, not necessarily. You can do it with 3 DPS. That was going to be my question. Were the DPS getting hit that hard? That's why I put Risa in there as well. Were people having issues actually?
They died really quickly.
I got mauled to death.
I mean, the tank doesn't really have any other things to do. She might as well be one of the first.
Oh, the off tank can, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want me to go through?
Let's see. We'll take the movable tank to go on the other side. So if you want to see, you can pull over there and do, because you also got normally good AOE DPS. So Shiloh, you tank on Skull, and then with the first group, instead of moving David through, we'll just say Risa, Bell, and then Hippo and Freaky. And then later on, yeah, we'll just push through. Soul, it's a statement she makes. I'm not making the statement. Anyway, ready to try this again? This time with a bit more success, I hope, and less pre-pulling.
More tanks as well.
That was a misclick. I'm actually ready.
Alright.
Okay.
Period, boss indeed.
Well, full timer.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Roll for it to strike, Shiloh.
3, 2, 1.
And go back to attack this one.
I have to move real quick because there was the AoE in the
Yeah, no, it's okay. Winds. After these winds, Gosh. So Risa. Wait. people, so those melee DPS that got the debuff, do not stand in the side of the tank, because that conic smash will hit you in the face.
Can't see shit.
Okay, so essentially Z, Riza, Freaky, Hippo, go over.
3, 2, 1.
Next. Okay. Let me know if the ads are down in the room. Oh, one wasn't interrupted. Yeah. So, yeah. That's the thing with the interrupts.
Selma!
The interrupts are crucial.
It's
You
going to
hit
be
me
hard.
through my ice block. I mean, this.
It will be hard to assign 4 people to one ad individually. It's really easy to have 2 go on one, then one don't get interrupted. So wouldn't it be better just to send someone early on, like 1 tank, 1 DPS, something like that, over, so they only have 2 ads to deal with, and then you have 2 additional interrupts when the first big group comes in.
Like I said,
Just start earlier, basically.
Yeah, fine by me. I mean, it's just like I said, the idea is just interrupting. I was basically thinking that we had more DPS at the start, but it's so fine. It's fine by me if we just if we take it a bit slower.
Packs of 303. Hmm.
And as far as I can see, we wiped now after 1 minute and 43 seconds. So in 17 seconds, no wait, in 1 minute and
No, 1
17
minute and
seconds,
17 seconds.
everybody would have to be on the other side, and we're
Yeah.
quite far a bit off that. We're behind schedule on the crossing.
That's what I said. The crossing point will be a bit of a discussion. Well, let's see.
We just try to send one of the hard DPS with the most survivability and a healer over. See if they can stop one ad. Just early on.
That's going to be 2 though.
There's going to be 2 ads. So I would say let's take you know what? Let's go like this. So first is just Bell and Hippo. Then you have a tank and a paladin, which is normally quite good at survivability.
I can heal myself a bit, yeah.
Yeah. So you go first. You 2 go first, and then we start pushing in more people.
People.
And we can start off in, let's say, 20 seconds. Wait, let's say just 20 seconds in. There we go.
I think it can just start once we pull, to be honest. But we can try this way.
Just start 20 seconds in. I just want to give them, let's say, give it a bit of a time window, because I think there is also other effects happening at the same time.
Maybe just go after the first fire then.
Yeah, well, let's go. Let me just watch the timers for a minute. Let's just go. If people are ready, let's just go and I'll watch the timers a bit and see how it lines up.
All right.
Can't imagine pugging this.
Oh, it's a nightmare for pugs, I heard.
A friend of mine managed to clear it. Or not clear, but kill this boss.
5, 4,
Oh, fuck.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, that's 20 seconds in. Hippo and Bell go.
They can move over against this shit.
Once you get your ads, let me know.
We got them.
Okay. Riza, go with Freaky and Tricky.
Well, it's at least somewhat better.
Adds down.
brought another one.
Cariel,
One now.
Need more ads.
I know. I said that's what I said. Cariel, you're through or not? Going
I'm
through,
down.
Cariel?
I'm through.
Yep.
Carel's through.
Okay.
One more.
Nadia, Valiana, go.
And one more.
Okay, Smito.
2 more.
Yeah, but we're in the we're in 1 minute 48, so we still have 1 minute.
Damn it.
We are killing them before they even cast now.
Yeah.
That's good.
We only have 1 minute left. We need people through.
Vix, Van, Young Father.
One.
8, Doc, and Serenal. Okay, Shoka, Blaney, sorry, Shoka, Service, and Cyrax.
20 seconds.
Low on defenses.
Okay. Well, Soyuz, Tricky, and Bloodlane. Shallow, go. Yeah, I'll have to.
Bye.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what I was going. Yeah, I know. It's the raid size that's really it's the raid size is massive. So what did we lose?
Me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Okay.
This is why I wanted to start at the beginning.
Holy fuck, did you see the lasers?
Oh, did we get to see the lasers now? That's good.
Oh, okay, so
the
the lasers are there. That's good.
The lasers.
Yeah, they
So
came
do they
first
come from alternate sides?
If they come from one side and we're like a frame, you need to be on the sideline.
And what is it called? It's
Uldir
defense
it's the
beam.
same
Okay.
name, Uldir Defense System. There you go. They're there again. See?
There is a gap at one point in them.
You always have to stand in the gap. That's it.
One.
Yeah.
Like Vault
Yeah,
of the
that's the
Wardens.
idea. There is one laser gone.
And the boss is closing in on 50%, so our DPS is more than fine. Considering that it takes extra damage in the last room.
Maybe we should really make groups in the group finder. We can see our group above our name and just call out the group. But because I think it took too long to say out the name.
The problem with the group is there is 5 people. So there is always the 5 people. Sending 5 people through will hurt a lot more because it's 16k per person.
I think I just would move the groups. You know, like we can change people around and make it 3 and 4 sets.
Yeah, I can make a 7th group. I can
And
make
then
groups of 4.
Yes.
But even then, it's gonna be messy. Let me just see for a second.
To be honest, I think it was right the way it was. Just start moving right from the start, like somebody said earlier. Personally.
Yeah, and people can watch just not passing the wall with 2 at the same time. Just watch left and right.
Yeah, I think the main thing is, like Sol said, maybe we'll start from the start on 1 and 2. I actually waited until I heard that the groups on the other side were under control. So I'll stop waiting for that. We're with a big group. That's the problem. The time window is the same, but the amount of adding more people doesn't increase the time window. So it is actually more stringent on healing. Let's just start from the beginning to send through. So actually, when we hit the boss, Shallow, you just take the boss. Bell and Hippo, you just go through immediately. And maybe on top of that, add Smito. So that's three people through from the start. And then we just start trickling people through the entire time. Fair deal?
Just people watch when you're not crossing the wall with two at the same time.
Well, 2 at the same time should be fine, but 3 or 4, that's painful. 2 at the same time is 40k hit points, or less than that.
Yeah, but the problem is it's overlapping with effects. So also to care. Let's say that's a bit personal responsibility. Don't run through the wall if you see fire happening. That's a dangerous moment.
Okay.
I'm thinking that if people see that the ads are dead, they could just move individually and take responsibility and move through, as long as they don't see tons of other people doing the same.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, but that's the problem. I'll work on callouts, because if people start moving on their own, it's gonna be really messy. Because then it's like I'm gonna go, and then because that's let me just everybody's DPS. I was actually waiting to see DPS numbers before I was starting out people through, just to see if it was important to who to keep where. Let's numbers are okay, people are okay, so anybody can go through actually, but I'll just do callouts and I don't care about your role. But the first people need to be normally based, because purely on the interrupt control. And then I'm gonna send through mages for AoE.
One
T.
suggestion. How about the people on the other side? I mean, we had a better overview that we say you can send on more, that we say that faster.
That's
because
what Belle was doing. She was telling me when people were going through, when they were done.
To avoid having to call out 30 names, would it be an idea just to say group 1 can move through, and then group 1 individually checks that they don't all move at the same time? And then they have like a 20 or 15-second window to move.
I don't think we need to make it any more complicated. It was working as it was. Just we needed to move quicker, that's all, I think.
Yeah, I think just give it another try again.
Let's
the way
just
we
give it a go. Okay.
Yeah, keep typing going on there.
Five, 4, 3, 2.
Good. Bell and Hippo go through immediately.
3, 2, 1.
So happy with her placement.
Ads are down, more or less.
Okay, Dave, Smito go. Smito go, Freaky go.
Should I go home?
Risa go as well, yeah.
Next.
Yep, more.
Valiana, Cariel, and Youngfather. Hold on now.
Next.
Okay, after this, Jade, Chickies, and Cyrax.
This is horrible.
Okay, Gax, go over there as well.
3, 2, 1.
1 minute 14.
Next.
Soyuz, Sneaky, Laney.
Beware.
I hate wind.
Ook hier, Mimir, Raula, Civis. Right. Van, Vix, Doc.
40 seconds.
For next room, Thor, is me and Bell just moving through at...
Wait, oh, this is overlapping a bit too much.
20 seconds. People need to move through.
Just Tricky, Serenal, Shoka. Okay, Joff, go. Okay.
5 seconds.
Now everybody else, just go now, including.
Where do you want her?
Other side of the room.
Middle.
Middle. Teams in the middle. Free spot.
Is this fine?
Yeah.
Shit, got hit by that.
Bell and not Soyuz. Bell and Smito. Can you go to the other room and see what happens? Because I'm not sure if stuff still spawns in the other room.
I think it's the same.
Not in the third room, not in the first room.
Oh.
Fuck, I waited until I seen her jump and I followed.
I'm gonna go through and see what happens there.
Yeah.
Oh, beams come in the third room as well.
Add spawns.
Yes, there's
add
a
Bell.
an ad.
I can't line of sight.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dave, can you go through as well? On the third room. Yeah, you can't rest because Bell is in the burning room. So yeah.
Beams.
Beams in both rooms.
Okay, yeah. Not for the beams. Cyrex, Chickies, is Jay. Jesus, they're not in this room now.
It's not really a problem, I think.
Yeah.
We need a healer over.
Yeah, no. Lisa, go.
Yeah.
Okay, Gax, so you tricky when the
Beams.
beams are off, go.
Beams middle 3.
I don't have time.
1 minute until purge.
Yeah,
I know you know.
I'm a counter running. So just Doc 8 Freaky.
Beams, middle.
Alright, okay, so the three
Middle.
major.
The major.
So Valiana, carry up, and Young Father.
Do me good.
Right, Yogi and Serenal go through. Oh no, wait, Serenal stay. Yogi go. Van goes.
No on the fences.
Okay, Jay.
Middle.
Sneaky go as well, if it's done.
These people
Go
through
as
now.
well. And then go now.
Too late.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna go. I waited the last second for Shala.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
try
just about to-
Bloodlust to see how far you can get. You got some plate wearers there.
They have 2 reses. But oh no, she's.
Yeah, it's different room. That was the problem with C. She was in the different room.
What happens if you go back?
You have to still. It just burns. It's yeah. Now
Yeah,
you
it is
die
per-
because of the fire, so you can't even rest because you'll just get one shot. It's 80k per stick.
To be honest, I don't think that went that bad. It was just a bit of confusion, wasn't it, going into the third room with the first 2 going in.
Yeah,
We can
well,
send more people quicker if the warriors just chain commanding shout. Like, that's not going to be that big of a deal.
Let's see. What I'm gonna do is just give me a second here. Yeah, you guys have fun with those 20% and just kill it because you're still all alive, which is really cool.
Not anymore.
Still got no tank.
The Earth Elemental was good, yeah. See, that's why you want to shame it. Go bear, Mimir.
Where's the pets that are meant to be torn?
I mean,
Come on,
all
where's
the
fucking
people are
hunter?
calling out like bears, and I don't see any bears. So yeah, there we go.
See, because I'm not resto.
But the thing is, the boss doesn't hit that hard. Just avoid the strike.
2, 1, 3, 2.
Anyway, while you're doing that, I'll move groups around. Well, actually, I have full faith in you. You still have like 10 people there.
Yeah. That's
We got 2 reses.
Yeah. Well.
Just gotta tank
And
it.
that room, you still have 2 minutes to go. So actually, just you still have 2 races. Just get
6 million to go.
You did it!
Risa?
Oh shit.
Flawless!
10%, isn't it?
It dies at 10%.
Yes.
We could not have done it
Forgot
any
about
better.
Good job, guys.
Oh my god! I can't believe that it worked. It shouldn't have worked.
I thought that we were going to kill her, but yeah.
Thank
Just
you.
walk away and give us loot, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, no luck for me so far.
Oh, nice.
Does anybody want my leg?
Yes, please.
I think
Trade me.
I
Who
think
asked?
link it in the way chat so everyone can roll.
Oh, it was the only one that replied. Someone else needs it.
I don't think most people heard it, to be honest.
Okay, I will link it. Oh!
Nice
That's
one.
bitter. Oh, that's so bitter, me. Oh my god.
Sorry, Soul.
Oh, that's perfectly fine.
Who are you trading? Who are you trading again?
Trade Cyrax.
No, but I've got one also. I've got a leg pair also.
Where are you, first aid?
I'm here. There you go.
So -4 limit.
That took us an hour.
Oh my god. Are we dying again to 4 damage elevators?
Thank you.
No worry.
Yeah, we're taking a
Thank you,
small
Blaney.
break.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Everybody who has the fun of this stress attack, you can now go for a wee.
I just still can't believe that actually that worked.
I forgot about the 10% myself. Even I was
Yeah, me
watching this
too.
stuff
I was
earlier.
like, okay. I was just like, okay, this will take very long to wind down. And suddenly, yeah, we made it. Like, huh? Wait, there was so much left. Oh.
That was a good clean kill.
Are you sure you won't die flying down there, babe?
I have no idea, but it looks fun.
First boss that we'll do is wait.
Can I try it?
Go for it.
You can try it and we'll see if we can resurrect you back.
You gotta think.
I would go. I would go Fetid Devourer first. That's the easiest of the next 3. The difficult
The wind
one.
is pushing me back. I'm gonna fall down.
The only thing I'm not sure about is wait, which quarter was?
Ooh, I'm in that big blood blob.
So first is the Gallery of Failures. That's the entrance on the right hand side. And that's Fetid Devourer, which should be a fairly feasible boss. And after this message, I'll be back.
After these commercial messages.
But I'm in the big blood blob. That's awesome. And I can see you all up there.
Do we look pretty full?
Or you're just a bunch of nameplates and colours.
Hmm.
It's a long way down. That was totally worth it, but no, you can't Demon Hunter down because there's wind, and the wind pushes you off.
That looks insane. Bloop. It says. I got a ring. It was glorious. 2 million I healed for. So where the hell do we go?
So how do we get down?
I have no clue.
You don't go down that way, you gotta come back. These stairs you walk past.
Boo.
But I want to go this way.
It's a good thing you're here, Doc. I think most of us had missed that.
Look at that, that's what I saw. Look at their dancing, it's really bad.
Was it the
It's like your
failure?
prime minister.
Especially the
Theresa May.
chosen one who appears to be having a fit.
It's like Theresa May in Africa.
No, it isn't that bad, come on.
Yeah. Probably should have used the other one that has a socket though. What? Yeah. Can't believe that haste ring doesn't have more. Well, the ring I got has more. You die, you go in the big blob. I'm in the big blob. I have one, Yogi.
Five, four,
Shit,
three,
it's still.
two, one.
It should still work. Checking who's back.
I can't hear you.
Pat.
Where are we going?
We don't know. We're going this way for now.
Are we just farming trash? Oh, Bloodstorm seems to heal him.
Don't get near
Can
it.
you take the torch off, please?
Cecil wants to talk, I think.
I can see that.
Only works on trash, though.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
That looked totally on purpose.
Minus 20 DKT.
One day I'll remember that dragon is actually from a DK.
There's a wall in the way. Yep.
Drop that bloodstorm. Oh, there's a lot of damage going out. She stole my aggro. Ah.
Oh, right. We're getting
Robots.
That's robots, but yes, yeah, it's the bomb.
That's not gonna be good.
So the dog.
That's not good. Might have to relog Discord.
Cool having you, Hizzy.
Congrats on that bind in the quick power.
Never else.
Are you
roll
sure
back
it's
now?
the right door?
I can't get in.
Well, this is not a door.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
of
not.
course. It's a bit further up. If you
It looks like a door, but it's not a door.
If you actually took the turn a bit too early. I know you guys are
Yeah.
anxious, but it's not that early.
Hey, it's trash.
Bad trash.
I
Nice,
wasn't talking
Rolla.
about trash. I'm talking about the fact that people already went up the stairs at wrong spot.
Someone said go up there.
I think people just follow the DK, but actually the person you do not want to follow in a raid is shallow.
Hey.
Yeah, don't follow Shylock. I made that mistake earlier on.
Did you survive by doing that?
For a little while.
Drop that.
These look nice.
It's very nice. I would have bind and equip.
So we're going to Fetid Devour.
Yep, that's the idea. From the 3 bosses, that should be the easiest one.
Just watch the group sort of split in two. One go left, one go right.
Oh, right, this one.
Yeah. So this is actually just mainly a tank destroyer than anything else.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Well,
Sounds
there's still ads in this room, so we can still kill the ads.
He's a big boy.
Because I am assuming we have to kill the ads before we get to the boss.
It's gonna be
Trying to
tricky.
pull a pick.
Yeah, they're coming. Ooh.
As usual, I can't see shit.
Wait until he turns his tail and then take the next pack. I think that's on the left side. There's still a pack.
Yeah, I think so.
There's 2 packs left.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
deep
3 packs actually.
Yeah, there's 3 packs. Just move back to the stairs because he comes fairly close to the entrance.
Deformed lions. What the hell? We want to wait until he's.
Actually, no. Z is the most mobile, so let's or somebody that is very quick. If a kitty can do it quicker with a moonfire, just pull a pack up to here. Because the more people that move into that room, the more chance there is of pulling the boss. So I would just everybody wait here, get the ads over here. There you go. Is there one pack moving, or what, did it just explode themselves? No, no,
it just
Okay, there it comes.
Took a long time, but it's coming.
Yeah.
I think we just reset the boss if we manage to pull them.
No, it looks fine.
I'm just gonna follow the boss and pull the next pack if it's close to that by that time.
I don't think you should.
No, seeing the hit points, I don't think I should.
Yeah, I might find something about.
What you want to do is you want to face them away from the raid. They do a cleave attack.
The lions?
Yeah, the lions.
And lions. So melee stand behind them as well. The general rule is still do not stand next to a tank.
It's more fun that way.
Always have been like that. So could we mark the tank in that case?
All these slacker people that can't, that don't know their tanks.
Well, that's one hell of a leap. Oh yes, the boss is coming.
Right, everybody out. Move your butts.
And the boss is gone.
There you go.
Ooh. Splash. I laugh if they all respawn. I know there's trash on this.
Remember, stairs are the worst enemy of any healer. Line of sight.
So much fun when you have a gnome tank.
Oh right, this place is actually outdoors. You can mount
Bom bom bom.
while running back, guys.
Nice.
We got this, guys. I'll just lay here and chill. Who the hell pulled it? I didn't see anything on the pull timer thing.
Res incoming.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, give me a second. Just have to quickly take my notes out. It is fairly simple, but I just... let's see. So we did mother... Okay, ferret devour. Okay, so you have the 6 alcoves around that you can tell. Essentially, shit will drop from there from time to time. So let's first start with the simple thing for the tanks. He will do an attack on you, and that's trash. You will see it stack up to 3 times on him, and then the 4th time is a massive trash. It's terrible trash, apparently. This will hit the person nearest to the tank for about, let's say, for a very high amount of damage. So that needs to be mitigated. So that's the fourth one. So you may want to find out who of you two can take the most beating, or you have to swap around maybe just to have all your active mitigations up, or whatever you can do to defend yourself. But essentially, you have to look at the boss, check when his 3 stacks are at 0, and then the last. So watch out for terrible trash essentially, and that's your main responsibility to survive things. Terrible trash. And the thing is, it's not hitting the main tank, so it's not the person who is tanking, it is actually the person standing next to the tank. So the off tank will be hit by trashing terror. Or terrible trash in this case.
Assuming
Okay.
the off tank is nearest to the tank and it's not a DPS.
This is why I'm saying nearest. I am expecting no DPS to stand next to the tank. So I expect the tanks to stand on top of each other and the DPS to stand on the sides, in the back, whatever, but not on the tanks. If you die, or that's your own fault. Can't do anything much about that. Well, apart from that, so from time to time the 6 alcoves, they will call, let's say there will be waste coming down for that stuff. That applies a debuff called Malodorous Miasma, which is also later on. You just don't stand when the blood is, or this trash, whatever, is pouring down from the holes. So no standy in the stuffy. Now, after this pouring down happens, you will get 2 eggs that spawn. The eggs will be eaten by the boss unless you kill them, and if he gets a chance to eat them, he will heal up for 10%. So you want to kill the ads after they spawn, after the, let's say, trash has come down. What is important for raiders as well, there will be an effect called Rotting Regurgitation. It's a single player target thing. You move out of the raid because it will damage the raid. So when you get DBM or whatever calling out Rotted Regurgitation, get out of the raid. You will get hit by it and it will leave a dot which will need to be healed up. That's the healer's responsibility. The other thing, from time to time, you will get a dot which is spawned across the raid, which is called Malodorous Miasma. Essentially, it will leave you an 18-second light dot, and that will transform into a hard-hitting dot. So the light healing will be just, normal healing. The light version of dot, but the hard-hitting dot, that will be spot healing. So that's for the healers to watch out. That is about anything that will happen, because there is, the knockback or the shockwave, which is on some videos, apparently is only on heroic. Besides that, phase 2, that is the first phase of the boss. Phase 2 is 50% of his health. He will do 25% more damage, but he will take 50% more damage. So Bloodlust, and try to open the fight without using your 2-minute cooldowns, and so your main cooldowns. No, 2-minute cooldowns might actually still work because it's still a normal boss fight. But essentially, they advise you to try to keep your high DPS cooldowns for the second phase. And that's it.
You didn't say any switch on
Otherwise
this
than that,
team.
is the same. What?
Easy.
You didn't say any switches.
There is no switches,
Okay.
so that is the thing. So from your tanking perspective, the only thing you have to do is stack on top of each other, get hit by the boss in the face, and make sure that when the 4th hit comes in, that is that one that Bell linked above, the terrible trash. When you see that cast coming off, and you know that you have, let's say, the off tank, that's the thing, the tank knows that she has enough defensives to soak it, then she can take it. That's more between you to communicate. So there is the tank taking the trashes, and then the terrible trash that will be soaked by the off tank. So that's more the off tank who needs to warn the main tank that he taunts, for example, that the terrible trash is not on the off tank but on the main tank, and then you swap roles like that.
Right.
And that should be it. Let me just do a quick browse through the dungeon journal to see if I missed anything. So trashing turns out, Rotted Regurgitation that still comes down, Miasma is stuff. Fetid Frenzy we discussed, that's the last phase. And that's it actually. Wait. Blah blah blah. Nope, nope, nope.
Robots! That's horrible. Is everyone just leaving and coming, or what's going on? Awaiting endpoint. Connecting.
Right. But this will be a pain for you, thanks. Bad.
What was that?
I don't know.
Ah, this is killing our time. Let's see.
And be back.
I'm here, but I think we're still robots.
Robots.
Waiting for the robots to end.
Testing. Is it working?
Well, you sound
Looks like
fine
it.
so far.
Test.
So far, so.
I think we can just go for it. I mean, I think I got to explain everything before we completely went down.
I think so. Do you want him just in the middle?
Yeah, they sometimes say that you can tank him in an alcove, but to be honest, since it's not heroic, the main reason for tanking the alcove is heroic.
Okay.
Because of the knockback, the shockwave. So
Alright.
he don't have a knockback, so just tank him in the middle. Okay?
Alright.
Just to already check. I think we should be able to get this anyway.
1 second.
Flap.
Who are you waiting for?
So can't the priest like pull Beludru to the boss and then fade?
Yeah,
Does that work?
I will probably die.
I'm sorted, sorry.
I think Rick is back, yeah.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, whoa.
I have my back to him then because my mouse went weird, I'm sorry.
You want to
Tanks stand on top of each other. I took the trash, it didn't end well.
Because I was dead.
Oh, were you?
Yep.
4,
Like I said, I have my back to him.
2, 1.
Wow, is that even a thing anymore?
It's always been a thing.
Avoid this.
I have nothing.
I took him for you. Oh, I'm down.
mm.
3 minutes and rest.
Anyone feel like going back?
No, I was okay.
Beware.
Should just say you went to town, okay?
You don't want. You just stand there and use
Yeah,
active
well,
mitigation when trash comes.
Yeah, I
Who's
was
mitigating with you?
We don't have any DPS on the far end.
There's X up.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Just and if you can destroy it before the consumption, still okay. If not, he just gets 10% health back.
Beware.
Is he annihilating people? Cause
Hey.
He's just turning and randomly
yeah, I was
trashing
sitting
one
here
person.
wondering about that.
Yeah, it's
He does
because
that.
we don't have a second. Yeah, it's because the second person is not standing close enough. But I guess we lost Blaney somewhere along the way as well. So yeah.
He takes the closest one.
Yeah,
You want us to wipe it?
Is it the
It's a
closest or is
Shiloh.
it threat
It's the
renade?
close. No,
No,
it's the
it's always
closest.
the closest.
Yeah, okay.
Well, shallow. Enjoy yourself.
Nah, nah.
Okay. Maybe. Let's see if there's still a night elf up, you can do just die and let Riza. I think Riza is night elf, so she can maybe shadow melt.
She can.
Just kill yourself and let Riza shadow melt so that she can rest people. Or if there is a rest, is there a combat rest backup? Because I don't have my exorcism on.
Nope.
Okay. Otherwise, I would say save rest. Ah,
Well,
Joff
yeah,
can self rest, I guess. So Jo. And Cax doesn't have a poke anymore, sadly.
Hmm.
No.
You should have just stayed on 115.
I don't think you can enter the raid as 115.
Don't release. Come on.
Yeah.
Even Doxon. Doxon!
Thanks, Joff.
We might have to. Unless you can reach us.
So I'm guessing we need DPS to switch quicker onto those ads then, yeah?
Yeah, the thing is maybe I
Boss
wasn't clear
coming.
on that. When you see the downpour, so the blood coming on the sides, then 2 eggs will spawn on let's say in one of the 6 alcoves.
Like how my bike just slides up the thing. That was very bad. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Everyone's quiet now. Gonna give it another go.
Yeah. Oh, just after I give you the. No, just for the moment. Let's keep it at. Let's just keep it at 2 tanks. Normally the tanks should survive this. I mean, a mouse going nuts is not really something that anybody can do anything about. So let's just keep the 2 tanks for the time being. This is only the second wipe. This is only the first wipe. Let's if you have a second wipe, we can actually discuss about having druids going in off specs and what else not, or going 4 tanks. I don't care.
I don't
but
care.
yeah,
Just not 6
let's
sealers.
just go what it is. The only thing that we have to remind, and that which I maybe didn't explain clearly, when you see the stuff falling down in the alcoves, at that point in time, look around for eggs. They go down quickly enough, but DPS just need to focus them. And that's it.
Else slash thing. So on dragons, Mies have to worry about tails.
No, you just do
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't think we can stack more than this.
Four, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
You have ads incoming in 10, according to DBM.
What if it's not?
Okay, it's pouring, so watch out for Arcode.
Far left.
Oh, yeah, there is far left and first. Left hand side, back and first. So
Ooh, this
the eggs are there. Swap.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm out of spites. I'm gonna swap it, Kayla.
Alright.
Oh shit.
Let me know when you need to swap.
Add down.
Back egg down, front egg is up, back to bottom.
Yeah, unfortunately everybody at the back got hit by that. What you call it there?
Maybe tank next. If you don't get this down, tank the boss in the middle.
1.
But for the moment, the thing is he aims at people with he picks a target and then beams. So yeah. Left hand side again. First and middle.
Yeah, you want to switch a little bit?
Sure. Just on need.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
No, I just need a second.
Ads are down. Gonna see 50% soon.
He wasn't.
Or we have already.
Yeah, he's already on 50.
He was beyond 50, but
4, 3, 2, 1.
Low in defenses.
Beware.
Shit, fell down.
Have to go.
Oi! You just wrecked me.
Yeah.
left hand side again.
Tank was off.
Ads.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
45 seconds till next right. Ah, shit.
30 seconds till rest.
I'm dead.
Oh, no tanks left.
I will down to the 4 back on the room, so you got time to rest. Just let me die.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
17 seconds.
Rest available.
Resing.
It's down.
Good job.
Good job.
Flawless again. We sure are
Lot of
flawless.
flawless kills.
We are the best in the whole world.
Haste master.
Thank you.
Ooh, loot.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There you go, Valiana.
Wow. Play me.
Damn you. How do you not want that?
I got a 370 from the world boss.
Oh, you're lucky. Ugh.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Doo-doo.
Right, we're not going down.
This way. The blood thing here?
This place is confusing.
How is it confusing? It's just a big
Poison on
fucking
the floor.
square.
Should have seen the school I was working in last week. It was just a square, but it went up and down, and it just kept getting lost. Terrible. Oh, and it costs 30k a year to send your kid there.
Oh,
Why would you do that?
I've got no idea. Well, because you're fucking rich, basically.
Fuck that. That's no way to save more money and get richer, is it?
What? Pulling him a little bit away.
That would be nice.
Did all the things.
Some green stuff and it hurts. I don't like it.
I can't get away. Away.
And also nobody can get through it, so just pull it a bit further so nobody else can DPS.
We didn't force anyone
Let's
in.
see, Lake Vault or Archives. Yeah, Lake Vault first, I guess.
Ooh, my FPS just went down.
I need a second. This AOE's messing my frames.
What's missing you?
Yeah, we.
I think the stuff on the floor is fucking up my frames.
Yeah, you weren't the
Yeah,
only
it's-
one.
Yeah.
I'll try it on 9. If you're
Oh,
in
this
that 10, 9's perfect.
No.
Victus, it seems.
Yeah, Victus should be the, let's say, in that series, Victus should be the more easier one, in one sense, and not so easy one in the other sense. The problem with this one is the poison spreading. However, I think based on what I've been seeing, it should be manageable.
I don't remember this boss.
Let's just kill Trash first and then.
Wee trash. Oh, there's some pain going out down there. Did they just go boom? Oh no, never mind. Oh, my FPS.
I think I need a new computer.
Yeah, me too.
Oh god.
FPS is tanking so hard. My GTX 660 is starting to age.
660. Ow.
Yeah.
Res eats me too. I will be in a second. Once we're out of res. Out of res. Out of.
Pain.
There are a few more twos in that.
So,
I'm not overpulling these. No way. No, 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 no. I don't wanna. Oh, this could be fun. Sensible pulls. There's people moving. Bum bum bum. I hate this already.
everybody's focusing so hard right now. Oh, Discord went down.
Everybody's praying that Discord doesn't crash.
It must be used a lot right now.
I'm surprised the instance server is holding up well. All of Europe should be in this raid now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we're gonna reset.
Yeah.
Run! There's a door in the back, so I'm assuming we can run.
Run faster!
Fucking little legs. Move!
There we go.
Oh, look, all the druids made it out first.
You're surprised.
I suspect it was one of the druids that pulled him in the first place.
What do you expect for a class that
Fucking
is chicken
druids.
as a spell?
I blame all the druids.
It may have been a spread from the moonfire.
No, no worries.
Oh, my friend who plays on Dren as Horde, they had to stop waiting this evening because the queue time was 5,336, and the DPS didn't made it in time into the raid because they were still stuck in the queue. They were like, "Yeah, we're 9 people." Okay, it was this evening. So there are some instant problems, but you know, not the way it seems.
I don't know, I manned it. Yeah.
Yeah, I
but
was
that's
like,
you, Jay, you're god mode. Okay. Yeah, actually, if you I told this earlier, but when I logged in, I checked my druid on Draenor earlier, and so my first login screen was basically a login screen saying you have 5,000 and so many or 3,000 and so many waiting time, average waiting time 57 minutes, and I was like, is this on Dragonblight? And then I was like, wait, let me check. I pressed change server, and I saw Draenor locked. That was
me
actually
too.
enough.
Yeah, me too. That's what happened to me. I have wanted to check on my Horde mage, and then it showed up, and I was like, Dragonblight has a 5,300. Wait, is our population even that high?
I don't know. So, anyway, on that note, let's see. We're gonna try this with 20 seconds, 20 minutes to go. So the thing is,
20 seconds?
20 seconds. We're gonna do this in 20 seconds. We're gonna really own this place. Essentially, three persons will get Omega Vector. Once Omega Vector spreads, it will spread to the closest target, and when it's spread, it leaves behind lingering vector. This is a healing hold-up fight, so people will get poison spread all over them. Now, what happens is you will get a debuff called, let's say, Smoldering Infection. Now, Omega Vector, and it will leave an infection behind. The only thing that you want to do is, if your stacks get too high, and you see other people in the raid having Omega Vector, just move out of the raid to control a bit how much of the stacks you're getting. So maybe when you see you're the only guy getting like 4 or 5 stacks, you might want to move a bit out of the raid. So what I can tell is that there is normally a 3-people group tactic. I've seen it done with just people stacking and then taking responsibility of moving out with the, let's say, moving out of the raid when they see that their stacks are getting too high. Say for the first time, let's just go as a group and see how it spreads, because I'm not so sure about it. That is essentially the main mechanic of the fight. So the tanks, they will get hit by an attack which is called Evolving Affliction. Let's say I'm not sure of the I didn't hear about a tank swapping mechanic, so I think you'll just have to,
I haven't
let's
seen
say,
anything.
be a bit. Yeah, I think you have to see how much you can take, and if it actually is really a problem, because it doesn't stack. So I'm assuming it's more like based on how much damage you are willing to take. The main issue is gestate. That is what Sol mentioned. Is that when the boss applies gestate to a target, so that target will spawn an amalgam which applies a healing absorption shield. That needs to be nuked down as quickly as possible, because the combination of that amalgam shield in combination with the lingering infection is basically making healing hell. Now, when you get gestate, it actually it stuns you, but it also applies an area of effect around you within, let's say, 5 yards. So that's loosely stacked a bit so that you can move out when you see somebody getting a circle. That is about everything for phase 1. Phase 2, he becomes a blood ball and moves around the room, and then takes a spot where he will just sit and fire beams at us, blood geysers. Now, each time you are hit by a blood geyser, you as well get again lingering infection. So that's how the fight becomes, let's say, painful. You get more and more stacks of lingering infection. And we can't heal you in the end anymore, because what happens is he frequently does his own attack from time to time. That is, it's not mentioned here, but he does a small blasts, contagion every once in a while, and that is just 20k damage. But the lingering infection amplifies that attack by 50% per stack. So in the end, too much stacks, we go boom. Then, second phase, while he's still in blood form, you can't DPS him. So this is all about survival. Avoid rays of blood beams going towards you. At a certain point in time, you will see plague bombs, so circles on the floor. These need to be soaked. So you hear it. It is a soaking boss officially. If you don't soak it, we will get an ad again that will create a healing absorption shield. So second phase is basically get away from all the blood, except when you see a circle forming on the floor where there will be a bomb coming that you need to soak. As if I recall, there's three soaks that you need to do. Not sure on this one. And let's do it like that. Anybody feeling something they need to say?
When
or
he
are we
Let's
gonna
kill it.
die in style?
Now.
Nothing
When
really
he-
related.
So can
I
we
missed
stand
the first
loosely
bit.
stacked in front too? Me and
As far as I know, the boss doesn't do anything specific that is tank dangerous, or actually even that it hits the raid. So you can just, you can just stand wherever you want, I think. Just, let's say, maybe tank him where, let's say not where he is now, but just maybe tank him somewhere in the, let's say, my skull marker is gone. Just start off with tanking him here, for example. And the rest will have to experience. But I think that is actually about it. So this is all about maintaining or managing your stacks of lingering infection and avoiding, let's say, when you get, let's say, if you get too high, just get a bit out of the group until other people get the stacks. I'm not sure when to bloodlust, but I think you can bloodlust on pull because there is no real. Let's say it's you can bloodlust on pull because phase 2 he's undamageable and then he goes back out of phase 2 and there is, I think it's timer based. They don't mention when he goes into liquid form. Oh wait, give me a sec. I have a note. Wait, Victis. Phase 2, no mentioning about when he goes into phase 2. So I'm assuming it's a time-based effect. So we might actually start with just bloodlust on pull.
Alright, was that it?
I would say start with just to see, just to get him down. To be honest, I mean, it's gonna be painful anyway. Leroy.
Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it tells us to taunt.
Okay. Ah, yeah, I can see it's running stacks on you actually.
Three, two, one.
Add this up, kill it.
I feel like I'm missing something on my bar.
3, 2, 1.
It's okay.
Add.
Add again.
Three, two, one. Three, two, one.
Add in the back. Just avoid shit now. The swirly applies the stuff as well. Oh, that's a lot of circles. Okay, there is an ad in the back.
Hold on.
What's this up?
Ad first.
Three, two, one.
Add.
Three, two, one.
Add.
Three, two, one.
Add again.
Three, two, one.
Phase 2 coming soon.
Add again. Avoid the boss moving around and get the ad. Add first.
Three, two, one.
Add again.
Three, two, one.
Add. I'm on 9 stacks. Is that money?
I'm on 12.
Everybody's there. Everybody's there.
Okay.
To be honest, it spreads. I mean, there's 12, there's 9. It spreads in all directions, and I think it's still.
It evens out in the end,
Yeah.
somewhat.
Add.
We got an angel. And we get us a tank?
Yes.
Three, two, one. Three, two, one.
Something's just tasting on me.
I think we will need to nuke the boss at some point now.
Yeah.
Or, oh, he's calling blood again.
Still stuff not being captured. You can take with one. One person can take one. And in the back.
One person can even take two.
I got 2 back here then.
Not it. We got
Go.
2 up now.
It's not a bad first attempt.
I just. Oh, okay. Never mind.
2, 1.
If you look at the amount, there is only a few people that actually. Let's say there was one person at 15, but in general it was 8, 12, something like that. So I don't think it's really needed to manage the stacks.
One last pull?
Yeah. Well, if people are okay for last pull.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh no, sorry,
But you
Chukan.
do a raid check. Just throw raid check. See who can still do one last pull.
Yeah,
This
so
is
I
the
want to
last option
say
before
one
the red
thing.
button.
Can I say
Go.
one thing?
Go ahead.
When I use Spirit Link Totem, don't move out of it. Everyone moves out of it.
Maybe they don't see it on the ground.
No, it is a very visual, very visual indicator.
I have the same thing with my mushrooms when I'm playing Resto. It's like, stop
We put green
moving
shit
out
on
of
the
it!
floor. What do you think we're gonna do?
It's normal. People move out. It's normal.
Same with the Death Knight thing on the ground. Who
Oh,
shit
yeah.
got moved out of there?
Yeah, the Death Knight one had me the first time after they changed it. I was like, what the? Is that moving out of this shit?
Wait, why, Gax? Why do you want to? I know there is a three group tactic, but I wouldn't want to make things more complex. What would it help now at this stage? if you
I'm
just
just thinking then, for instance, this is Star or something.
He was thinking about
and
the soaking.
Group 1 to 3 have
for
to do the soaking and the dad spawning and stuff like that.
Well, if people are spread out a bit, it should be fine. I mean, the fight takes the room. Now I did notice that it's that you mean phase 2.
Yeah, I
Those soaks.
mean just in phase 2, yeah.
Squish, squish.
Oh, the green ring is the Spirit Link Totem. Oops.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we can I don't mind if people let's say if group 1, 3 and group 1, 3 and 5 take the left hand side of the room and group 3, 2, 4 and 6 take the right hand side for the room, that's fine by me. I mean, if it helps for people to remind themselves where it's easier to soak, but the thing is there are well, we have 30 people, so that should work out. It's like 5 soaks or something. It's a bit everybody has to check out. It's like with to be honest, it's like with Kill Jaden. Stuff appears, people need to stand in stuff. We didn't really designate people to sides. It's
Full timer.
Not soaking it is worse for your DPS than actually soaking it.
5, 4, 3,
Lies.
2, 1.
I would say still go with Bloodlust on this one, on the pole.
2, 1.
Did she pick up the art?
Add and kill it.
Omega.
One thing we can do is when he goes into blood form, okay, so focus it. So when we hit the blood form phase, everybody just spread out all over the place, so that everybody has. And watch out for the people around you and make sure you're a bit evenly distributed around the room. That will help also.
I keep getting a Mega Vector on me.
That's no problem. You will have it eventually.
I didn't. Oh, I didn't notice the last
Is it-
time I saw it.
It can spread. It's spread on random target. It's pure random. Add, by the way.
I got it a shitload of times last time.
I think it spreads the nearest.
No, I didn't get that last time.
It will go on platform soon.
1. 3, 2.
Beware.
At first,
Mhm.
is liquefied.
Spell a bit.
So, yeah, just make sure people are in the front, people are in the back. Avoid the blood. Okay, so bombs.
We just stand in them, right?
Yeah. This is soaking.
Oh, fuck. I soaked it.
It doesn't matter how many people are in the. By the way, it doesn't spread. It doesn't diminish with more people in. Boss again.
Doesn't seem like a bad fight.
1.
Add in the back.
Got it.
Two, one.
Yeah. So for this phase, when he's not liquefied, try to be as a one pack because the ad is spawning all over the place now. Only spread out when he's in the movement phase. Loosely stack. Get the idea.
2, 1.
I got nothing.
Ad is still up.
It's a new one.
It's a new one.
Ah, okay. Nice. To be honest, this is a DPS check.
3, 2, 1. 3, 2.
Beware.
And again. That's what all the guides also mentioned. This is actually one of the, let's say, pure DPS checks in the game.
Soaks.
Okay, soaks.
I don't see one that's not soaked, so that's good.
Boss is up again.
Mhm.
Okay, so try to, again, be a bit of a group so we get the ad controlled.
3, 2, 1.
Up.
I'm wondering if we get that vector thing because someone's turning into us.
3, 2, 1.
Ad in the back.
Three, two, one.
Ad.
I'm down.
Three, two, one. Three, two, one.
Beware.
Liquefy, kill the ad, and then spread out. Soaks.
I think one went off.
Ad it is.
come on, you only got 16%.
3, 2, 1.
Good Charlotte.
Pressing.
Bad.
And he would want to innervate.
Yes, please, all innovates.
You got it.
Innovating show.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, you done it.
Battle res in 60 seconds.
Keep it. You will have one tank. Boom.
Keep
Reckon we can,
25%.
Get Charlotte up again if you can, but yeah.
Yeah, I keep dying when I get
alive.
the ad.
Nuke the boss.
Oh, well, you can do it.
Just
Shit.
go ham, people.
Do it.
Ignore the ads. Go ham on the boss.
2, 1.
Don't stay calm any longer. Fucking panic and kill it.
See the ad.
Do it.
Ignore the ad. Just go for the boss.
Come on, Reza.
No. Damn it. So close.
Aww. Heal it to death.
Fuck you!
That's got to be worth another try, guys. Come on, we can't leave it like
We're
that.
going tomorrow as well.
What's the point?
Yeah, we can do it tomorrow.
I want
We'll
to do
be
it
out tomorrow.
Nah, let's do it now. Have more time on the other buses tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, like a dwarven cup.
I don't care either way. I mean, if people still want to go and do a raid check, I'm fine. If people want to leave, I'm fine as well. I mean, it's it is far past trading time, so.
Was this true?
Ready check. Let's see what people want to do.
I don't care either way. Nah, I say we go back tomorrow.
Yeah. We lose already one group essentially. 7 people. Just call it for the evening.
Yeah. Good job,
Anyway,
guys.
good job, guys. We got enough.
Very
done, I
good
would
first
say.
rate.
So,
Yeah, that was really
Oh
good.
yeah.
One night out, guys.
Thank you guys and good night.
Yeah, good night.
Thanks for raid.
That means
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
off.
Good night.
Good to get going again.
Yep.
Good night,
Yeah,
guys.
indeed. Yeah, definitely. Good fun.
I'm off. I'm back tomorrow.
What do you want to do?